I am Yolonda Owens. I am known as the Skincare Farm Chef, the owner and founder of IWI Fresh Skin Farming Spa, located in Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah, I'm black as fuck. They said it wouldn't be half enough, but I did enough being black as fuck when I ain't even half enough for real. Yeah, I'm black as fuck. They said it wouldn't be half enough, but I did enough being black as fuck when I ain't even half enough for real.
It stands for, it is what it is. Because whatever it is what it's going to be. If it's carrots, it's carrots. If it's squash, it's squash. If it's cucumbers, it's cucumber. It is what it is. It's IWI Fresh. So, you know, our motto is feeding the skin the truth. And then our logo, this wonderful logo, yeah, it means that we recycle from the earth back into the skin. And we call this the stir ball because we're stirring and we're mixing and we're making all these wonderful skin farming recipes.
And it's like in the circle, in a ball.
Yes.
It all comes back.
Yes, it all comes back.
That was going to be the next question.
Yeah.
What does that symbolize? Okay,
Yeah.
the stir ball.
The stir ball.
Okay.
Recycling from the earth back into the skin. Yeah, so I always try to say I always like to tell people the real founder of IWI Fresh is my grandmother, because she was the home remedy queen of the family, always creating her own concoction and just really being true to true products and true value of things. She really didn't like anything that was full of chemicals. And she had a garden, but I always say it was a non-traditional garden because she literally was on her back porch. She would just throw seeds, literally just throw some seeds out there and they came up, you know? So it was like a non-traditional garden. But, you know, she was such a strong woman, you know, and just very strong. So that was an inspiration for me, you know, as a black woman and pursuing my passion. Yeah, I was in school for engineering, graduated with that, went into corporate America as an engineer, worked for several Fortune 500 companies.
That's very powerful, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Kudos to you for that.
Thank you, thank you. Worked as an engineer for different Fortune 500 companies. And, you know, even when I was working, I always knew there was more to me than the corporate walls, you know, and so there was more to me. I was always this artsy person anyway. As a little girl, I liked dancing and sewing and making stuff, so that was always my thing. And then when I was in college, I actually used to do hair and do people's facials and things like that, but I was an engineer. And so I just decided one day that I really wanted to pursue my true purpose and passion. So I went out on this quest to really start learning how to create products and make them from the earth and bring them back into the skin. So that's when I came up with IWI Fresh. And I wanted the products to be so true. I was like, I needed products to be really what they are, because when I started researching products, I realized that the products that were on the market today were full of chemicals and toxin, and they were going into our bloodstream, into the largest organ of our body, so the skin, as you know. So I was like, I have to make a product that is so true, that's true to what it is, and that's how I came up with IWI. You know, IWI had been here, and we had this skin farming spa, which we've had here, and we do veggie mani-pedis, veggie facials, herbal massages, and we have the hot shave in the back. And so a lot of my clients would come here and they would say, well, I want to go to sleep. Do you have a meditation area? Or they were like, well, we're going to Jeju. And I was like, okay. And then one day I was like, okay, I got to stop this Jeju thing. You know, I mean, nothing against, you know, other cultures, but I felt like I wanted to create something that was more wellness, similar to a Jeju, where my clients can come and meditate and go to sleep, you know, and do things that was black owned. And so that's when I created, I like to say it's a FUBU Jeju. For us, by us, with you, for us, all of us. Everything. So I created, that's when I decided to do the IWI Fresh Farm Oasis. I wanted to create a wellness that was for us. And it was something that just came to me one day while I was here. I was here, and I remember my client, matter of fact, one of my clients, Tassilis, you know Tassilis?
Yes,
Tassilis would come in here, Raw Reality, come in here, and I'd do her facials. She would go to sleep. I mean, Tassili would be knocked out. And so I had started, when I would do her facials, I would block out about an hour after her facials so that she could just sleep. And then she would be like, well, I'm going to leave here and go to Jeju. And I was like, everybody, okay, we're going to stop. And then you're going to Jeju. We got to stop this. So that's kind of what really motivated me. And then I didn't want to compete with IWI because they're not, I mean, you drove here. How long did it take you?
10 minutes.
Yeah, so they're not far from each other. So I didn't want to have two of the same services. So I wanted that to be wellness and healing. So people go there and they go into the oasis, and I wanted to aesthetically make it feel like an oasis in the community. In the community. So that was intentional, to be smack dead in the urban community. And when you walk through their doors, you should feel a different vibe. Did that happen to you?
Absolutely.
It did? Great. Great. And so that's what that was. And so I wanted to be in the urban community because I grew up in Atlanta. I grew up actually in Adamsville off of Martin Luther King. I went to Harper High School. Charles, Harper High. Y'all know nothing about that. Y'all young. Y'all know about Harper. But anyway, that's the west side, though.
I do know.
West side is the best side. So I went to school, and growing up in the urban community, I didn't have anything like that. And so everything is always north in Atlanta. You know, you got to go north. You got to go north. And I'm like, I'm not going north. So it's got to be somewhere where I'm gonna go. And I want the little brown girls and the little brown boys in that neighborhood to be able to go across the street and go get a sauna. Go across the street and do meditation. Go across the street and take a yoga class. You know, so that's what that was. We have an acupuncture there, we have a reflexologist, we have a chiropractor, we have energy work, Reiki, and sound therapy. I mean, we have all of those things that are in that one location. Body scrubs. So I really wanted to have that accessible for us so that we don't have to travel. The product that I love the most, of course, is our top seller, which is the 14 karat glow. But what I love to make is I just like to make raw. I really want to get back to making these really just raw, fresh products that have a short shelf life of probably about a week.
That way you have to.
And you get it and you have to use it. I kind of want to create a line that's just that fresh real quick, and you just get it and you have to go, along with our products that we've created where we have a stabilization of the shelf life. But I like those really just raw, just get it, you got to put it on your skin, you got to take it off, you know, so that's what I love. Yeah. The biggest reason why I wanted to franchise was because my goal is to create generational wealth and health. And so I really want to pass the torch to create this generational wealth and health. And the franchise model that IWI Fresh has put together is that I'm partnering with different funding institutions that can help sponsor and give scholarships and fund people who want to own an IWI Fresh but may not have the funding for it. So it's really big that we carry this on and we carry this torch and take this on and have this generation so that we can teach our young people in the next generation how important it is to have sustainable self-care. So that is really big for me. But one of the biggest things that always had me straddling the fence on going into franchise was because I did not want to lose the integrity of my business and my motto. And I'm like, oh, if I have IWI Freshes, then how am I going to sustain? But I learned once I got me a franchise attorney, which I recommend. I'm actually working with my attorney. We're creating our own business where we're helping small business owners franchise.
Oh, wow.
So, because I learned a lot through this. And having a good franchise attorney is number one. And so once you create your FDD, which is your franchise disclosure document, in that document, which is about 200 to 300 pages, is where you have to identify all the things that you want, all the regulations, the rules, the policies, the procedures that you want to carry on as this business grows and as you franchise it. And that's where the magic happens. The magic happens in that document, and it's a legal document. It's a franchise disclosure document that's legally documented through the city, through the states, through the government. So if you're going to become a franchisee, you have to sign and read and agree to all the things that are in the FDD. And that's the only way you can be a franchisee. Of course, besides paying your fee. Yeah. But you have to agree. So you have to, if you become a franchisee, you have to follow that FDD. And that's where you can keep the integrity of your company to be the same. You could, the color green on the wall, the color if you want grass on the floor, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You want your clients, you want the staff to wear certain things, you want them to speak a certain way when they open the doors. All of that is documented in there. And that's how you can keep and maintain the integrity of your business.
They said it wouldn't be half enough, but I did enough.
I think I love being a Black woman entrepreneur because, you know, we're trailblazers. You know, I think being a Black woman, we are fighters. We have tenacity. Black women, we are determined. I mean, and we're grateful for the people who paved our way, like the Harriet Tubmans and the Sojourner Truths.